Hello everyone, I'm Laura Jewett with the Inspired Living Real Estate Collective, and today I have the great pleasure of speaking with Sandy Krestan with Fairway Independent Mortgage. So there's definitely a lot of questions and anxiety and misconceptions about what is happening in our market. So we wanted to get together with Sandy to just kind of give some clarification and some balance and some insight as to what really is happening and what our options are for clients that are still wanting to buy and sell.
Oh, absolutely, because we're getting three basic questions right now, especially since March when the market was shifting, and now I'm kind of saying it's evolving, yes. Right? We're going back to a more normal market. So we're getting the three questions of, what's going to happen with the value of our home, what are interest rates doing, and then is it still a good time to buy?
Yes.
And so it's funny because an answer is it depends, because there's no one answer that fits everybody. Yes, interest rates have increased since January and more in March, but they had to. Those were the lowest rates I've ever seen in 37 years of doing mortgages.
Well, they were artificially low.
Yes. Yeah, well, the Fed totally did that during the pandemic. They kept them artificially low, and we're paying the price for that right now. Yes. Is it higher than it really should be? Yes, because it was lower than it really should have been. Totally.
But lower than for too long. They should have been doing more incremental increases, I think, along the way versus hitting us
with 3 quarters, and we all kind of went, "Woo, that one hurt," and then they did it again, and we're kind of like, "What's going on?" Yeah. I think the great news is that the mortgages of long ago, where there was prepayment penalties and all of that, those are gone. And so they are forecasting, most of the great economists that I follow, that all they do is this for a living. Mm-hmm. History has given us clues of what they're going to do. And they are projecting in 2023, end of the first quarter, into the second quarter, although it's not exactly a science, rates are going to be back down to that 5 or 5 1/4. But this is what's going to happen, and this makes me nervous with people thinking they want to wait, is when they do come down, all the people that were sitting on the fence are going to be out there, and we're going to see, maybe not as bad as it was in 2021, where we're going to see more people out there. When there's more people going after the same number of houses, yes, that's going to drive prices up. And they're forecasting appreciation for us locally. Anyway, so if you wait,
an interest rate decrease, because they have an inverse relationship between home prices and interest rates. So if one goes up, one goes down, and vice versa. So that's a very good point.
Because if you wait, that same house is going to be more expensive, and you could always just refinance and get the price for the house where it is now when there's less people out there. What's crazy is we're less than 2021 and 2020, but our numbers from the Mortgage Bankers Association are exactly in line with 2019, 2018, and 2017, which were great years.
They were, and I think people just kind of lost perspective of that because we were in this kind of like Disneyland atmosphere of interest rates. But, like you were saying, that less competition, sellers are more willing to work with concessions or, to help with closing costs, and a lot more availability for different things that we did not have when the competition was so fierce.
Oh yeah, and there's options for a permanent buy down of the interest rate, or a 3-2-1 buy down, or a 2-1. And it's funny because all of those are terms that I've known about, because this is not my first rodeo with having a little shift in a market. Right. So we look at those for the clients. We'll put them side by side and, educate you as a client, and then you get to make an informed decision. I just say it's just not a one size fit all.
Right. Different programs
for what we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What your long-term goals are, how long you plan on staying in the home. There's so many factors that go into the education process of figuring out what the right product is.
And rents have not come down hardly at all.
No,
it was
rents are terrible.
So I'm like, you're going to pay the money, you're going to give the equity and the appreciation to the landlord. I mean, if you can buy, it's actually a really good time to talk to us.
Absolutely.
To get the facts and not fiction that you can see all over the place.
So and then too, obviously the media kind of thrives on the negative and
fear
the doom and gloom and the fear factor. So yeah, absolutely. So you really just need to, I think the moral of the story is just, get the facts, find out what is best for your scenario, talk to the professionals that are in and out in this industry all day, every day, and see if there's a solution that's right for you. And, maybe it is good for you to wait, but there's a good opportunity or maybe a good chance that, you know, now is still a great time for you to buy or sell. So if you have any questions, there's anything that we can assist you with, we are here to serve you. And thanks so much for listening.